Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be diving deeper into the 2009 Japanese horror movie, Blood: The Last Vampire. Spoilers alert, stay calm, and enjoy. Seiya is a 400-year-old vampire human. She deals in killing blood-sucking vampires, and she works for an organization named the Council. In the first scene, she kills a vampire on the train. When she got down, her boss checked the dead body and they cleaned up. Seiya was raised by a man named Kato. That night, Kato told her about Onigen, the oldest vampire who killed her father. Kato told her that it's her responsibility to avenge the death of her father, and she must do it. The next day, the council told her about her next mission. She was to go as an undercover student at Kato High School. That morning, Alice, the daughter of the general, was taken to school by her father. That same morning, Seiya was introduced to the classmate. Immediately she entered, she got negative attention from Sharon. Sharon and her friend mocked her as she sat on the sit. During the class, Sharon and her friends also mocked Alice and insulted her father. After school, the students went for training. Alice begged her coach to please stay with her during the training so she can get better, but the coach refused. He asked Sharon and her friend to train with Alice. As soon as the coach went out, Sharon and her friend taunt and hurt Alice with a sword. They kicked her through the door and Seiya held her up. Seiya locked the door to the training room and told Alice to stay outside. She entered, then killed Sharon and her friend. It was later realized that the girls were also vampires. Outside the door, Alice was inquisitive as she peeped through the window to check the room, and she saw Seiya killing them. Luke, a member of the council, alongside another member disguised as CIA agents, and waited outside for Seiya. Alice had reported what she saw to her father, and her father went to query the council. They told him they were on a private mission, and he had no right to know what the mission was about. Alice took her dad to the training room. The council had already taken care of the dead bodies. Alice insists she saw Seiya killing them, so her father had to launch an investigation of Seiya. The general asked one of his subordinates to secretly investigate the council members as he takes his daughter home. The elder of the council called for Luke. He told them that they will destroy the mission if they do not take care of the general. Then he showed them pictures of an attack on the plane. He tells them Onigen is around. She took the bait and traveled down. This is Onigen. She visits a hotel and killed the hotel manager. Before she left, she shouted, "It's time to eat." Alice's dad didn't believe Alice's experience since he didn't see her dead body. Alice was adamant about what she saw, so she took her father's car to investigate better. She drove to the bar her coach hangs out at daily and visits her coach. She told him he knew Sharon would hurt her, so why did he leave her in a room with Sharon? The coach spoke in parables about the war between vampires and humans, and told her he is sure vampires would win the war. To Alice's amazement, everyone at the bar turned into vampires and chased her. She ran as long as her legs could take her, but they were too many for her to outrun. They were about to eat her when Seiya intervened. Seiya held her hands and fought all the vampires. She hides her in a basket so she would fight comfortably. When they got to a hideout, Alice asked who these people were, and Seiya told her they were vampires. Alice thinks she can get her father's help so Seiya could win against the vampires, but Seiya sent her back home, telling her it isn't her fight. The subordinate general sent to investigate the council found a box in their car. He took the box to the general. He opened it, saw some weapons, and called for the weapons investigation. Luke arrived at the general's apartment, disguised as though he wanted a conversation. He gave the general Seiya's address. As they were writing the address down, he shoots the general and carried his box. Alice arrived home and saw her father almost dead. She hit Luke till he collapsed and went to attend to her father. Her father told her to leave the base. Not knowing where to go, she saw Seiya's address on the table, took the address, and headed to Seiya's hotel. Michael, one of the members of the council, visited Seiya and told her Onigen is around and she is looking for her. Immediately, Michael left. Alice entered. Some members of the council were stalking Seiya's place, expecting Alice. They attempted to shoot Alice, but Seiya saved her again. Luke went to Seiya's room and asked that Seiya gives him Alice. Michael stopped Luke from shooting Alice, but Luke shot Michael instead. Angrily, Seiya jumped to fight Luke. She was shot twice in the process. Alice drove Seiya to a safe place. Seiya hid, fainted. Alice cuts herself and uses the blood to revive Seiya back to life. Seeing the act of love Alice showed her, Seiya remembered when she was with Kato. She remembered the young man she fell in love with, but was killed by the vampires. That day, Kato gave her her father's sword, and Kato died for her. Alice asked about her family, and she told her she never met her mother, and her father was murdered by Onigen. She promises to kill Onigen so she can avenge her father's death. They both set out to find Onigen on the mountain. On their way, they were attacked by a demon who threw them off the way. Seiya fought the demon, but they were thrown down the ravine. They found themselves in the mountain where Seiya grew up. Inside the hut, she saw her childhood lover who was killed by the demon. She grew emotional as she holds him. Alice called her back to order, telling her the boy isn't real. Origen appeared, she told her as she had missed her and she was the one that gave her strength. It turns out that Origen is her mother. They both get into a fight, but Origen was more powerful. She threw her off the grind with her power. Alice stabbed Origen from behind and Origen got very angry. She held Alice's neck as she burns down everywhere. She threw Alice down. Seiya thought Alice was dead. Angrily, Seiya attacked her mother and killed her. The ambulance arrived and saved Alice. They couldn't find any other thing at the location because it had all been cleaned up. Alice was interrogated after her recovery. The police didn't believe her words. They told her her father was killed by an insane soldier, and it wasn't the council that killed him. Ending the movie, they asked her where Seiya was, and she answered that she is, quote, searching for a way back home from the other side of the looking glass. Thank you for watching the recap. Kindly remember to subscribe to our channel so you can get notified when we post the next recap. See you next time.